I should just run through the rest of the list with you because we have some people you can cross off the list. So the ECAN, Mr. Perfect timing. You can come and sit at the end of the table. Don't even take your breath. Mr. Pebbles, welcome.
Thanks.
Did you come by tram?
I thought I was at 4:30 actually.
Oh, right. That's all right. Far away.
Okay.
We've just had a submission on the tram, so that's, yeah, so you're following on. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm one of the owners of the Mackenzie and Willis building and also the Duncan's Lanes building from about 141 to 181 High Street. So I ran upstairs. So we've just completed the Mackenzie and Willis building and we're getting our last tenants operating at the moment. And with the Duncan's buildings, we've just in for consent now for the demolition of the back, retaining of the heritage facade and building the new building. So we've started some of that work now. We're doing the temporary holding up of the facade over the next couple of months. And we're hoping to have that finished late this year or early next year. But that bit of High Street's been closed for 6 years, and part of our deal with the Takaro, we had to act with haste about getting the structural, temporary structure up to hold the facade to get the road opened.
Right.
So we'll be completing, say, in March in 18 for the rebuild of the Duncan's buildings. And I know there's plans to put the tram tracks through right up to the Polytech. But what we didn't want to see happen is us finish that whole bit of High Street, have all the heritage buildings done and new tenants in, and then straight away we're going to come in, after the road's been closed for 7 years by that stage, close the road again to put the tram tracks in. So I guess I'm here to ask that we, instead of delaying the installation of the tram tracks, we put them in whilst the road is closed, rather than waiting for my tenants to move in and then close the road again. Simple as that.
Well, that was a perfect summary of the summary that I gave of the previous submissions. Has anyone got any questions for Richard? I mean, congratulations on what you're doing down there, by the way. I mean, it's just fantastic for the city, so
Thanks.
We really, really value what you're doing.
Well, we're really proud of it, and you know, once the Duncan's buildings are done, I think it's going to be a very special part of town, and especially with the tram going down there. I know it's sort of double back on itself there, but it's going to be such a cool, vibrant sort of heritage area. Even though we are only retaining the facade, we're using a lot of the bricks on the back. No one will know that we've actually built new buildings behind the facade. So I think you'll all think they're great when they're finished. But
yeah, I'm very fond of that area because my father used to work in the old Kempthorne Prosser building across the road.
Oh, really?
So, you know, I used to go to all of those. They were a lot of the Dragon Cafe and the Hong Kong Cafe, and all of those were in there. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you're doing down there.
Well, you're all invited next week to come down to Little High Eatery, which opens next week. There's 9 of the operators from Restart Mall. Sorry, I can't say Restart. Container Mall that are moving into our building beside Madam Wu. So feel free to come down and try out the Little High Eatery.
Excellent. Dion, Young.
Actually, I just want to say awesome work on having a car park in the facility that's actually got 30 minutes free. That's actually a very good thing to actually have in our city, to actually
Well, I was shocked. I went to
around.
dinner the other night. I had to pay $5 to park in the car. $5? That sounds like a lot.
Hey, just a very, I thank you for the submission on, I've read all 3 of your submissions, which are pretty much exactly the same from the different companies. But I just wanted to ask about the Central City Business Association. Do you think that'll be quite handy for your businesses that you're getting into that area to have that advocacy and those people working around there for those businesses?
I do actually, yes. I mean, it's an independent voice that deals with and I mean, I guess lately with the roading and car parking issues, and it is quite important, I think, to have a voice for the local businesses and local property owners. So I am a supporter of that group, yes.
Yanni?
Yeah, I had a similar question to the one that I asked before, but if you look at the original proposal, the tram was going to go down to the Polytech and then loop back around. Have you thought sort of long term in terms of that whole area? It is quite congested with a whole bunch of, buses, cyclists, cars. It is sort of very much over-designed in terms of, whatever we're trying to achieve. But in terms of the tram, have you thought more about if it goes up High Street, is it worth thinking about it going even further east to try and help catalyse some of those areas that, are underdeveloped at the moment or struggling, like Phillipstown, Woolston?
Sweet today.
Possibly, but I wouldn't think it. I mean, you're right in that bit of High Street is becoming quite busy, but I guess that's where you want the trams to go. You want them, and to be honest, once you get to the end of High Street, that heritage block, I would question the value of taking the tram further. It is quite a tourist thing, and I'm not sure there's the activity or even the items that tourists would want to visit and see past that point. It becomes more business orientated rather than retail and touristy, I guess. So yes, that would improve the other properties, but I question the cost benefit, whether that would be.
I just don't see how it turns around once it goes up High Street. Yeah. How it turns around and comes back.
Well, it's just stopping and then going straight back down High Street, isn't it? Isn't that the model? Yeah. But that was the plan, I think, pre-Quake. I don't think that's changed. Yeah. I mean, when we did the laneways, and we did think about whether it could loop around until someone told us the cost per 100 metres, and I think we thought about it for about 3.5 seconds, and then we thought, no, we can't do that. Cool. Well, it was already. I understood it was already in that plan.
We had a loop at Chewham Street, but it was against the traffic, I think, was the point that was made before.
Right. Well, look, I'd support the tram going anywhere. You can take it up to my place if you like.
Aaron.
I love it.
Yeah, just since we've got a little bit of time on, well, you've got a bit of time here, and feel free to not answer it if you don't want to. The stadium is planned for just around the corner. What's your thoughts on that in this
What
area?
stadium?
What's that? Oh, sorry, the
multi-use arena.
Event arena.
Multi-use arena, yep.
Going just around the corner. What's your position on that?
Well, I was never a big fan of the blueprint when it first came out. They stole 12 of my properties on that side of town, and we'd had a lot of them leased and all that sort of thing. But we're just starting to get to a stage now, I think, where there's momentum building, and suddenly the vision is starting to come to fruition. And I absolutely love the idea of the stadium there. I was thrilled when the council made the decision about demolishing.
So we were just practicing.
The multi-use arena. But Ed Sheeran, I think his tickets sold out in about, I heard on the radio on the way here, sold out in about 30 seconds. We should have had him here. And we would have if we had that. And imagine that, walking through the Mackenzie and Willis and the Duncan buildings.
We've pre-booked Adele for the opening of the multi-use arena. She's going to do a whole week. She's going to do 7 nights in a row. Adele.
That would be great.
I've already pitched for her.
So I'm a huge supporter of that location close to town, especially the way they've done the east frame and the laneways and things. Suddenly things are starting to look good.
Ticking along. Very good. Look, thank you, Richard. I'm sorry that the timetable didn't kind of connect, but thank you very much for your submission.
Okay, I think my business partners, Mike Pavkowski and Chris, were also down to talk, but they've sent me along, so they won't be talking.
So we can cross Mike off as well as
Chris Ingalls, if he's down there. I'm not sure if he is.
I had Mike and you. Oh no.
Or Pebbles Group, or IBL.
Yeah, no, I had you down for Pebbles 181 and Duncan's Lane. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite